think it's kind of starting to pay off. They nearly take out OG. Bit of a shame they're not able to do so, but I think that this ENCE is the best looking ENCE that we've seen in a while. A lot of it for me down to the way that they've been, you know, the core sticking together. But Hades, this new addition, he's hot, he's hungry, and he has been proving himself time and time again.
Yeah, I think the last thing they played properly was like some qualifier for a blast event or something along those lines back in like August. So it's been a little while, as you were saying, since they've been against the top level competition. But they looked good yesterday versus OG. That was here on Mirage as well. They played 4 overtimes, but they're happy to play more Mirage here today. And that's because they did indeed look incredibly solid. Had many chances to close it out and have a good start here as well with that entry from Diha. Although pretty quickly, Waro's gone ahead and made it a worrisome situation. Catching 2, TMB actually swings straight in from short as well. And suddenly it's all on Doto and Snappy. They do overlook Doto at least up close to that window. Smoke gets himself 3 kills, but unfortunately runs out of bullets before he can deal with Barup, who only needs the 1 to go ahead and seal the deal on that pistol round from Mad Lions, who pick up a very crucial pistol round as well, I've got to say, being the underdogs.
Yeah, always nice to get started. We will have a tech coming in here pretty early for Mad Lions, unfortunately, so bear with. Yeah,
C-stream stuff.
Flashbacks, of course, to yesterday and the extended. Okay, that's kind of a new one. I think the Mad Lion, you know, this shows maybe the settings and whatnot. Maybe the settings. This is kind of funny, actually. Apparently, we've had a few. We had a nosebleed earlier. Here we've got 200 friend requests apparently flooding into the Mad Lions boys. They've not, you know, privated their accounts, I suppose. And of course, it's a little bit awkward.
Apparently, their Steam shouldn't be online anyway, according because that's what the
well, yeah,
players
of course,
are asking.
They're on like a local area network
or whatever.
You know, so yeah, it shouldn't. Okay.
I see. I don't think they're actively getting the friend requests now. It's just that
like
they haven't cleaned out the requests, and randomly
yeah.
they've just started to get flooded with the notifications of it. So I'm guessing they don't even need to be online. They probably aren't. Just some really weird glitch. I'm actually curious, did that affect that pistol round and how it played out?
I mean, maybe they still won it though, right? So it probably would have been something that they would blame, but certainly a strange technical issue. Seems like we are sorting it though. Players dipping in and out. They've got to like change a couple of settings, and I don't think it's everyone, just a couple of the players here for Mad Lions. Nonetheless, ENCE I think will probably be thankful for a bit of a pause after that. They can figure out, obviously can't talk, but mentally, you know, you can kind of work on it. And I don't know whether before the tech was called, whether they had called what they were going to go for, but all the same, they indeed will be thankful for a bit of a slowdown, bit of a pause, and just let the energy come back down. Very nearly winning that one out, not doing so. You know, that's a lot of up and downs within 45 seconds of play. So I think they'll be thankful for it. We are indeed sorted, though, ready to get back into the action. Funny issue. Doesn't cost us too much time, though. That's when it becomes less funny, of course.
We do have 2 Sossalds, though. That's interesting. The real one is the one with the MP9. Oh, no, wait, never mind. The other one's just... It's not shown, right? Sorry, I presumed it was TMB being shown as... Or the other player, whoever the hell's missing, who's not shown. JL. I presumed it was JL being shown as the other one, but it wasn't. We've got a refresh window. Sometimes, as we said, the hood, it has its moments. It can be a little bit of a diva. It's still young. That's what it is. That must be what it is. Bit of a tantrum being thrown. We'll see it mature over time as the developers work on it. But it's a decent enough force play from ENCE, obviously, since they did at least, I believe, get that bomb down. So a few rifles being dropped over. The nades as well in play on a couple of the players, and an early opening already. Diha able to catch the man who tries to peek in from window. Waro was given a lot of space in that previous pistol round to just take straight up fights, but wasn't expecting the AK here, I guess. He caught off guard a small bit now. It's an issue for Mad Lions. They've lost an early man, and they've taken a ton of damage onto TMB. And he's dead.
Oh. Yeah. Awkward little fight on the edge of the smoke there as he gets overwhelmed. That's all good for 1, but that is indeed all. Doto has found his kill. It's on to JL with the MP9. A double spray down comes in, at least making it damaging. But say it with me now. The worst possible scenario for Mad Lions, of course, winning the pistol and losing the subsequent ENCE. I mean, arguably, we'll be more happy with this result. Gives them a really solid chance now to start running away with things.
Yeah, that one was a little bit too easy for ENCE, unfortunately. Mad Lions letting things slip away. What were you telling me? There's the flashbang dance video now as well, or something?
Yeah, same guys. The cars, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah,
That might be.
I haven't looked at it yet, but we'll have to check that out when we get a chance.
Hey, listen, man, it's no easy for ENCE, but it's good. It's kind of funny.
Is it a flashbanger?
That's a bit forced. I'm not going to give you that. I'm sorry.
Ah,
Sorry.
fair enough.
I've got to draw the line somewhere. You know what I mean?
I was foolish. Mad Lions, though, they're by... You've got to be feeling a bit demoralized, because obviously ENCE, they lose the pistol and they get to pull out multiple AKs. Mad Lions then, after losing against that multiple AK buy, are left with very, very little to try and fight back into it.
Indeed. A little bit awkward here to try and find those fights. Very, very slow round so far, though. Not a single point of damage dished out. We will, of course, see the boys in blue try and hold strong. So I saw the first to go down. Second follow-up. Dihar on the entries looking nice and crisp in the past couple of rounds. The more heavy B stack is coming into play here, so he's got to be careful. But leading the charge, and it's a bit more of a distractionary move. The bomb is with him, but in the space to get back, starting to commit just as they spot more bodies, so they do have to be careful, but they should be able to survive pretty nicely. Borup trying to do his best, not going to happen, will get taken down, so just a 1 kill.
Yeah, 2-1. Horseplay doesn't work out for Mad Lions, and now they've not really got anything coming into this round, so it's probably going to be a very similar affair in this one. We do have another pause. What's the issue now? Let's have a look, Scrib, shall we? Just the tech so far. We haven't unfortunately been actually given the info even by the players themselves.
Enigmatic.
Hopefully a short one. Don't want to be left waiting too long.
That's indeed what we pray for. The short. Don't care what the issue is.
It's the C-stream course. It really is. We were fine on the B-stream mostly yesterday.
But apparently, yeah, the C-stream is
the producer did tell us there's a curse here, unfortunately.
You get cursed for 1 day. You'd hope it shouldn't be
yeah, for life.
too big of an issue. But we'll see. Should hopefully be back into it quickly. Just a little bit of a dip out and a dip back in. So I think this is one of those things where, you know, they're not super set up for LAN and everything, right? So I do believe they are just trying to get used to that. You know, obviously you come onto what is a newer PC to yourself, at least environmentally, and then you've got to, you know, tick all those settings, because we've got some of the ENCE boys like, you know, okay, this is what you do, blah, 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 blah. And Mad Lions, Borup has experience with it. Other than that, I don't think these guys have, you know, international LAN experience.
Yeah, probably not, as you were saying. Borup, TMB's been around for a little while as well, but the other three are fairly inexperienced from what I know. Yeah. Full eco, there's one Mac 10 there for Snappy to try and feed his economy rather, but other than that, they're going safe with just rifles across the board. So I don't imagine much is going to be found for Mad Lions, but they might take a little bit of a gamble, try a wilder round, all 5 players maybe stacked up somewhere, and yeah, looks like they might just peek in from window. A 5-man across. Let's see, is it going to give them any opportunities? Actually, yeah, the wide swing in front of the boxes is a little bit dangerous. Already 2 kills being found for Mad Lions. As well, unfortunately, the weapons, of course, that top mid itself aren't going to be retrievable, and Diha and Sphinx are going to spray them down as they try and move back in from jungle. So it's starting to stabilize a bit, but at least some pretty great damage is being done. And who knows, Waro was able to get himself 2 on the USP, and suddenly has himself an AK and a 1-on-1. The bomb as well on that bomb site, so Hades has to push through in towards the stairs now, but Waro is tucked in on Sandwich, hoping to be able to steal this one away. As he sits quietly, doesn't want to make the first move. Will eventually begin to shift back as that man is moved towards jungle, but he exposes himself, being closer to the angle than Hades is. Unfortunately, his shoulder gets spotted just a millisecond earlier, given that bit of time to react. But overall, for a full eco with 0 investment, that was absolutely fantastic. They've done tremendous damage, and now if they can win this gun round that they're moving on to, ENCE will be completely broken.
Probably one of the scariest things you can see in CS. You go wide, swinging mid, and you just see like 5 players there. Yeah, this is indeed.
But it's so rich.
Mid one. Yeah, I guess, you know, looking comfortable to say the least. First proper rifle round here though, Dean, so we'll see what ENCE have got in store in that aspect. Early smokes out. They're going for a double pump here. I think they might be trying to sell the fake aspect of this particular play, not really moving off of the initial smokes, trying to get, you know, the limited utility that they know the CT side will have, and now the proper execute comes in. Gonna try and catch them off guard. Nice Molotov to push the player in dark into an awkward spot, but of course around the smoke can often be handy. JL able to find a double before he goes down into the 4-on-3. Then they have limited time before these smokes start to go down, and there's a quick, well thought out boost. That is so damn smart from the CT end. And the 4-on-2, it looks set to fall apart.
It was so necessary as well, because after the first few seconds of this round, Mad Lions didn't really have too many nades, so if they had to work in for a retake, it would have been pretty difficult. So instead, been able to just deny it, leaving them now on a 4-on-2 as Doto and Hades need to try and recover the situation. And while TMB, despite going down, will manage to catch one before he falls. And then the trade ready from Barup is going to go ahead and put 2 rounds on the board for Mad Lions. I did say they'd break ENCE with 1, but I was wrong, of course. There was 3 players who actually still had a decent economy somehow, so they are able to, of course, now pull out the rifles once again. Does Doto have a weapon on the ground? Not too sure. Seems to just be stuck to the Deagle, unfortunately. At the end of the world, though, he still has a full set of nades behind them as well. So overall, a very good investment from ENCE, and they have a chance to bounce right back into this one. And the CTs don't have a great economy, so there is actually the chance here for the economy to be completely broken in one round, unlike, of course, the case for ENCE. They're loving just direct hits, it seems, towards the bomb sites. Obviously, A in the previous round, there's 4 of them over in the apps early on. They are waiting and expecting maybe some underpass aggression, and they don't really have to make a commitment or anything. They can still split out into the default if they want. They seem heavily focused on one area of the map at most times.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too much so. Not enough dynamic in terms of the moves. Love that. Take my nades. I'm going on a crazy mission. Great idea from Sasol, to be fair. Bit of a fake out towards B. We've got the underpass presence. Going to try and get a player up a window and in behind. Again, has yet to commit the bomb, shifting across. Oh, Snappy nearly with the catch, not able to get it as JL is left on 19 HP. And now they're kind of straight back to the drawing board. You know, the whole linchpin play of the round has gone south. Now what? Are they going to go for the same again? No, they're just going to walk up connector, which there's suspiciously no presence towards, right? I think indeed Mad Lions are giving a little bit too much room, but that's all part of the plan. Nice find from Waro. Might need a little more though. D-Heart is incoming and he looks deadly. Losing teammates left, right, and center though. They'll try and go for the plant here. The spam through will take out D-Har. It's all going to be down to Doto on the AWP. 1v3. They're all coming in from the same spot. Definitely not impossible as he goes on high. Gets the flick onto the second. Looking good here. However, he will get spammed down as he just tried to move a bit too early. Mad Lions bringing it up even.
Yeah, managing to just about pull it off in the end, but it gets a little bit close, we've got to say. So we tie up at 3-3, and while they're a little bit short despite the bomb plant on that end side of things to be able to get the buy for themselves. Okay. It's a little bit limited, unfortunately. Surprised they're going for this. Obviously, you know the damage is on, but it didn't do enough damage to actually limit the current buy here for Mad Lions. They still have plenty to go ahead and get all of their weapons back into it, despite only living with a single player in the end, and they obviously did carry the op over, so they're not limited in that regard. The nades could be slightly better, but it was a position where ENCE could have taken just one eco and then come back in with a very strong investment, but confidence behind their purchase currently anyway. Moving forward out on towards this A bomb site. Not really working out, unfortunately, too well initially, as JL is going to catch the initial opening, and I think at this stage, the CTs are happy to just sit in behind the smokes and set up for the retake.
Honestly, that first kill, well, and now the second, I was going to say first kill and damage should have been the round, and it looks set to be as well. Easy frags here. Spinks with a nice one, but that is all. Very quickly moving up to 4. Mad Lions, not messing around. They've come to play. They have absolutely come to play. This is looking good from the CT side so far. ENCE, meanwhile, you know, all over the place. They losing control of the economy. They themselves did manage to get that reset, of course, which granted them the 3 rounds in a row. But since it's stabilized, since we've got rifles out, which is the vast majority of the game, of course, they've been losing. They've been losing rounds. They've lost 3 in a row themselves, and quite quickly with little contest. Only the 1 defuse in there, so and that was a 1v2. So we'll see here whether they can keep it rolling. Probably not expecting it into this round. The nade damage is absolutely monumental. Oh my gosh. That is insane. Airstrike as they get rolling thundered and finished off. 3k for Warrow, 2k for Borup. Full house between the two of them there in towards middle. And Mad Lions move up to 5 stress-free.
Yeah, that one was quite easy. I'm not gonna lie. Did 3 nades, I believe it was. Yeah, I think the man who threw the first nade didn't even get a kill out of it, unfortunately, despite doing a ton of damage. That's always the issue with being the first one to toss the nade in on those stacks. You're not actually gonna get any of the kills, so you're helping out your teammates. It's the team effort. That's what matters. Sitting at 5-3 now, though, and ENCE realize it's getting a little bit awkward. It's obviously not too far out of control. They can still grind out this D side. But you've got the pauses, so you may as well use them and try and optimize your chances here. Obviously, they are coming onto a strong investment. Oppo for Hades, everything they could really ask for in terms of the buy. And there's actually an MP9 kept in play on Borup. He had plenty of money there, so if he wanted, he could upgrade, but he doesn't really seem too interested in it. Isn't buying up nades either, is he? Is he going to try something mad, maybe?
Maybe. Yep, he is. Leading the charge with him. There's no one there. And now he goes, God damn it, I've got no nades. So, I like the idea, though. It's kind of a cool...
You can still buy them and drop them now.
Yeah, so we've seen in a couple rounds as well, right? Like the one before where I think it was Sassol wanted to go aggressive. So that's one of the ways the drops especially being utilized. For Borup, it's more just self-preservation. No point in spending the cash. But now, like I say, you never know. We might go into the final portions of the round, and it's like, smoke and a kit. Could be real cool. Either way, aggression coming in towards the apartments here. Hades will find the first. Warrow has to go huge. He's already found one, which, to be fair, is commendable, but he will get taken down. So, and with that kill from Doto, I was going to say the B-bomb site hangs in the balance. We've got a quick flank from Borup, but in a 4-on-2, with one of those players being isolated, it does not look good. JL out towards empty pillar, needs to stay alive. They know that he's there. He's been naded out, and even if he does find some kills, they can wait patiently. However, they'll quickly trade it out. So, Mr. Borup, what have you got for us? 1 versus 3 required. Flank will be checked, and he knows it. Nice sense of timing. Here's Hades coming. Here's him scoping. Oh, Hades going a bit too deep as he tries to get rid of that AWP. Nice play for the 1 kill. Needs more, of course. What the hell is that from the MP9? Borup against 1. Definitely doable here. Tap onto the bomb, waiting for Snappy to come around, but which side is he going to come from? Snappy or P can see that he's not on it. Tap again, going to go aggressive here. Snappy playing the time so well. Borup takes him down, and there is enough time for the defuse. Oh, huge 1v3 on the flank. The MP9 is absolutely ridiculous, but it has to be in the hands of a master, and Borup indeed is one.
Yeah, that's nuts. I think it was Hades who was moving in. He comes right up to the door nearly. Borup realizes he's not going to fully commit to it and peeks in, catching him as he's still trading out the weapons. And as you said, that second shot as well was nasty. Plays the 1v1 to perfection. Jumps into the angle then as well to catch him, transition in position, and sends Mad Lions up 6-3. ENCE, a round that was looking to be theirs, slips away. And now they're in a slightly troublesome position. Thankfully, the bomb went down and they have the loss bonus going, so there'll be another buy. They realize things are starting to get slightly out of control, so they're willing to use another one of those pauses. Back to back now at this stage. And it's understandable, with it being, again, a 3-on-1 that they let slip in that previous round, that they do want to have a bit of a chat, maybe try and just calm things down as well. Onto the double up for Mad Lions, though.
It's a big kick yourself moment as a team, though, when you lose a 1v3 like that. Bossman's miles away with an MP9, like, This shouldn't be happening ever. But like I say, Mad Lions, we talked about it in the previous. Maybe I'll hold the point because Doto's very quickly found that first kill. 5 on 4 straight out of the gate. Leaves the A-bomb site particularly very vulnerable. We do have an advanced position for JL, but surely this has got to be known a little bit. TMB, his position, his posturing, indeed being watched for, will get taken down by the push from Hades. That makes all the difference. Quick trade in from the AWP. His flank on the flank could be interesting. We'll see. JL up close and personal. Can't get the second. That would have made the round, but it's not going to happen. However, his teammates can, and look at the HP bars. Not looking good at all here. Combined HP of 43. Really not a lot for ENCE to work with in that sense.
Oh, they're both so low. That is the issue, obviously, now moving into this. There's a molly to work with as well for the CTs on the retake. And Barup, he's going to be gifted one. Spink's going forward in towards Connector, at least the trade available from Doto. And it is the op now that he's up against in the hands of Sosol as well. I don't think he's quite aware of the damage that's being done. So he's not going to trade out, not going to swap out to the pistol either. He needs to be pretty quick with this, and he seems to think that he's stuck up around Connector, but no, Doto fell all the way back towards the spawn to just play off of that bomb. Molly down. It's not planted quite for him, so this doesn't... It's just not expected, of course. Doto, a bullet right to the back of the head, and up to be picked up, and ENCE, they managed to crack through in this one. It's a close one. They have to manage to clutch the situation out themselves, but they do it. 4 on the board. Mad Lions, with how close those rounds had been as well, haven't built up that tremendous of an economy. They can just about scrape out a buy. There'll be a couple of weaknesses, and they'll have absolutely nothing left over. So if ENCE can take this one, they'll tie things up at 6-6 most likely.
Mad Lions, therefore, wanting to keep their finger on the pulse. Their foot on the pedal, I think is a better way of putting it. Very important round here. Going to go for a bit of mid-aggression. A little bit unorthodox of an approach to it. However, ENCE not giving them anything. And a nice little read from ENCE, actually, that the B-bomb site, therefore, might be vulnerable. It's a great jump spot you can see here from Sasol, though. A lot of information to be gained off that, and he just sees the little bit of a leg there, I think, around the corner. Nade goes in, big damage onto an isolated player. Very cool, calls for the rotations, so certainly looking good. TMB from under, in fact, is going to find the kill onto Hades, able to get the hell out of there and find a chunky advantage, a very good advantage for Mad Lions going into the B hit.
Oh. Bit of a dink onto Sosol. It actually only does 5 damage, so he still has a chance to maybe put in a defense, but no, overwhelmed by D-Hat. Spinks is going to catch Warrow trying to make his way out of kitchen, and some deep Molotov stop those rotations from being able to get anything done. So the bomb is going to go down. And Mad Lions, they might even want to consider the save straight up, honestly. Barup falls, JL at least returns 1. I suppose Snappy is on low health. You can see TMB is falling back towards top mid. And with the time that's available, I doubt he's trying to move in through apartments. There might be maybe a weapon he wants to recover. Was there an op around here, or is he just looking for exits? It looks like that's the case. Might be able to find Snappy when he moves back, but I would imagine if he's going to come in this direction, he'll definitely bring his teammates with him. No, maybe not. Okay, this could be an op, maybe. Oh, yeah, he's not going to get it, though.
Yeah, it's tough. You know, you don't really want to overstep, and maybe you do. Is he going to find them all? Okay, TMB, not bad, to be fair. You know, we're still in this stage. Yes, ENCE are running them back, but the money's not quite there. And with everyone going down, it's really not there. You know, they're not even going to have 5 AKs into this round. So Mad Lions, actually a pretty decent chance. Recovered up. Nice personal economy boost with those kill bonuses. And if they can win this, they screw the ENCE economy. So really important round here.
Yeah, super crucial really for both sides. To be honest, neither having much money in the bank. As Barup makes the short jump, it's a smoke though that doesn't really leave much of a gap for him to work with, I don't believe. Unfortunately, will get dropped the molly though, rather. I was going to say, and with that should know the players up there. They may have been able to get the info that he hadn't fallen back. There might have been a tiny gap now as it started to fade. Indeed, it has indeed gone at this stage. No, Doto stuck around anyway, and the CTs aren't really looking to do too much fighting in on mid. They've got a bit of damage even in their favor already onto Doto and Hades, and they know that the T side is going to be slightly limited in their buy. So Mad Lions are playing an actually very passive setup in general. They've even given up the window. They're just going to sit JL back in the spawn, making sure no one can flank into jungle. But a very slow round from ENCE as well. I guess the hope was that some mistakes would be made for them to capitalize on just because of the lack of utility that they have themselves. They're going to need something before they move into this bomb site. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty difficult to trade things out. But it's likely to be the A split.
Oh, awkward peek from JL, but he's able to find the first frag of the round. Of course, there's many that are set up here, and they're finding the healthy players with all the opening kills down to just Doto and Hades here. Doto and Hades, both of them actually, will find a kill apiece. Any more than this feels pretty damn good. Borat with the pre-fire, able to take out Hades, though, spotting his barrel pretty early on, leaving it all down to Doto. Will find the head of the first, and he knows there's a player in behind him. Could get a bit interesting here. Sassel, of course, on the Deagle. However, not... Ooh, I was going to say, a lot of time to work with, although there is to get the bomb down. Borup, of course, gets the drop on him from CT. So, 7th round for Mad Lions. We talked about it being super important. Stops the run back events, breaks the bank, and, of course, allows Mad Lions to now increase this gap. So, back to their winning ways, hopefully.
Yeah, that is the hope. If they can go towards 10, things would be absolutely fantastic. ENCE can't really... I was going to say they can't really challenge, but they have fully invested into this round. It's not very good, though, of course. It's a very limited buy, meaning if they lose this and Eco in the next, and then the only gun round to come again for ENCE on this T side is going to be when Mad Lions already have 9 to their name. So it's really looking positive for Mad Lions, I've got to say. If ENCE lose this, they're in a bit of trouble. Obviously dropped their game to OG yesterday. So it would be then down 1-2, I believe. But not a position you want to be in. Here we go. They have tons of utility anyway. Clearly have a plan in mind for over towards this A-bomb site.
Indeed, going to go for it speedy-like as they will charge their way through, looking to catch a few players off guard with a play like this. And, well, they've got their first. Can they get any more, though? That's the big question. Warrow with the trade back. TMB gonna fall. We're getting a little giddy here as Warrow just goes through the smoke. Continuing the giddiness. What is going on, guys? Absolutely mental thought processes from the Mad Lions boys. Flashes, unfortunately, effective, but ineffective at finding the kill. It's all going to be down to Borup against 2. Finds the first. Doto left low, and he's just dipped back towards stairs. Don't know whether he caught him. Borup trying to dip, but of course, just above. You can see the very tippity top of his head. Doto will take him down. A team ace for ENCE, and the team effort definitely felt across the entire map of Mirage.
Get wrecked, boys. That's ruined this half for Mad Lions. They've gone from what could have been a 10-5 to now leaving them on a double eco with TMB and Warrow not having enough money to buy. Warrow now anyway, because he bought a Deagle, so they are going to go in for the Force. But it's left them in such a horrid position now. Lose this, it's probably A for ENCE at the halftime, rather than, again, what I was saying was looking to be at least a 9-6, if not maybe even 10-5 half in favor of Mad Lions. It's changed things so dramatically. Just that one round being stolen away. It's going to be heartbreaking, but maybe Mad Lions can fire back with one of their own to still potentially bring it towards 9. That's got to be the goal, considering as we can know here, they've gone fully in on this one.
Sassel and Dihar. Game of chicken. It's Spinks in the palace. Of course, they'll find the first kill. They are on the hunt for him here. Doto going to get a chance at 1. Does indeed. The trade back to come through? No. JL takes him. Spinks wins his second fight. And now we're back to chicken in the B apartments. Sassel able to stay alive. Trying not to give the game away, but he knows that he's here. He knows that he's here. MP9 goes flying in. Love to see it, but the round's going to be over. He will get chased down and finished off. 7-7 as Mad Lions, you know, force bind into oblivion at the tail end of this first half. It is indeed a bit of a sad end, unfortunately, but bittersweet because they are still keeping it close.
Yeah, but not as strong as it could have been for Mad Lions, so they've got to be kicking themselves a small bit. Obviously, though, they've had their own rounds where they've pulled off little mini miracles, such as the Borup clutch. Wasn't able to come through with it in that previous one, though. Obviously, up against Doto, who just has incredible eyesight over the top of the boxes, as you had pointed out. But yeah, good work from ENCE. They dealt with the force buy in the previous. Now they've got a very similar one here that they're going to have to contend with. And it's Waro who actually kicks things off on a positive note here for Mad Lions. Boost up into the apps. He catches the wall bang on towards Diha as he faded away. And now they have a man advantage that they can sit with. Obviously, though, the weapon not in a retrievable position, which is unfortunate, so they're still stuck to the pistols and the scout. But at least the pressure has been slightly eased by that early kill.
A little. Oh. 5-7 tap. Love to see it. Nate's coming in here. Doto will manage to find one, but you got to think, surely this man goes down in a second or two. Actually still alive, but trapped in. Hunter down. Finds another kill. Oh, that's kind of painful. That's kind of ridiculous. Nice little angle there for Sassol as he will manage to take out Spinks. So we're back into a 3-on-3 and actually with a healthy CT side. Borup able to find himself an AK. It doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad at all. We'll see. Hades dedicating in towards B, wins the fight against one, but traded quickly. It's all down to Doto on 35 HP. He's got 4 to find for this round. How's it gone like this? Well, there you go. That's the way it's going to go. Borup, my guy, finding all the frags once again. Huge clutch round, 17-7. Hell of a half coming in, and I'm excited to see whether he can continue it into the next. 8-7 in favor of Mad Lions. Hella close. You don't want to miss his second half. See you in a bit.
The shadows, I've come to make a name, ready for battle, 'cause I got a thing to claim, think that I'll crumble, I'll show you your mistake.
All right, we're back with the Magical Mystery Tour, brought to you by Mad Lions, of course. It has been a wild kind of ride, particularly that final round, as they find themselves in the lead. Slim but it's a lead nonetheless. We'll see whether they can turn it into something a little bit more here off the back of the pistol.
That's the hope. As we had said, there was opportunities for them to definitely come out with a lot more. Let things slip when they dropped it against that force buy, where ENCE came through with the massive team effort, of course. But this pistol, as we said, if they can take it, Mad Lions, I don't think they'll be too worried anymore, and that's a solid start. TMB catches Doto. He's got recoil on his Glock, unlike Doto. Obviously, it's just a Go TV bug. It looks crazier when it happens with the AK and such. A bit more drastic. Great to the USP there for TMB, and well, he's just going to back away for now because they have a 5-on-4. They have a ton of time, and it looks like they want to go towards B anyway, so he's not going to give his life away by challenging too much on A. Is expecting maybe the ramp aggression, I think. It looked like he slowed things down for a second. I think they're just expecting the response to come in somewhere from ENCE. Because of that, I've sent Waro in as well to hold up for the mid aggression, rather. And we'll actually move in for mid control now. I think just as a bit of a fake, though, because the bomb is staying back in the app, so show a bit of presence here, try and maybe catch a kill onto someone, maybe even split up short. It looks like they will be probably given a bit of freedom to do so. They'll have to take the fight against Hades in towards Connector. Maybe Spinks in window now.
Looks like, however, the main attack itself is indeed coming in towards this B-bomb site. Snappy tapped down, finished off. TMB will drop. 4 versus 3, and the bomb plant, of course, looking pretty good here, he says, but it's Hades from short trying to do the damage. Good for one. Look at the HP bars, though. Certainly set up for more. Down goes JL, down goes Sassol, all onto Borup. Another big clutch required, please, sir. Will find the first. Oh, a little bit of damage being done here, but he's taken down as he goes for that peak. The USP, of course, first bullet accuracy. Beautiful while running. And that will be the pistol going the way of ENCE. Incredibly important round to be picking up. They do so relatively decisively, but now you got to fend off against the bomb plant-backed force buy of Mad Lions.
Yeah, ENCE were able to make their one work out. See exactly what comes out with it. An AK drop by TMB over to Waro. They might be able to get maybe one more. No? JL could drop it. Rupp also could. But I think they're just going... Oh, I thought for a second maybe just going for the one hero rifle, but they all start buying up in the last second. A couple of Galils as well. So a bit of a middle ground there with Barup and JL just getting their own rifles. Still have the 1 AK for Waro and some Deagles, which can obviously be pretty dangerous as well. So it's not a bad buy by any means here from Mad Lions. Pretty similar to what ENCE had achieved back on their force buy in the previous half. And obviously one that they made work. So we'll see what can be done. ENCE have taken a pretty safe approach themselves with the 3 rifles. But an MP9 tucked in under Palace right now. 2 players who are beginning to move towards Connector to see if they can, I guess, push in towards middle. So he's going to be alone for now. And indeed, Barup swings in off the back of the flash. The trade at least prepared for Hades. And he finds the second there as well as Waro swings in. A little bit separated from his teammate, who's still just kind of sitting back on Tetris, now tagged down low. And the mid players, I was going to say, are not having much more success at all. They've been torn apart. TMB hoping desperately just to at least achieve a bomb plant right there. But he's going to be caught in the back by Snappy, as ENCE indeed managed to deal with the force buy with in a decent fashion, rather. Obviously losing some players. I do believe they picked back up the other MP9 as well. There was the upgrade for Snappy off of the or the other M4 rather. So Snappy should have upgraded off the MP9, as you can see. So they lost one M4, a couple of MP9s. Not the end of the world, especially when those 2 MP9s now for Diha and Doto can go ahead and make up for it a little bit by potentially feeding on these Kevlarless players.
Oh, nice pickup coming in from Borup here. Will be traded out. Diha falsely thinks he's cleared things out here. So TMB trying to get the catch on him. This could be very dangerous. Depends on the timing, of course. Oh, and there it is. Yep, just as he starts moving in. TMB behind him will take him down. Still, you feel confident for the ENCE buy just because of its strength. It's all a fake, though, isn't it? You go A, I go B. Not going to happen, unfortunately, as Spinks is holding for the double. And now just TMB.
Yeah, I think he, during one of the pauses, actually changed his name to TM Boss. Obviously, it doesn't show up. It's set up on the hood to show his TMB. But he's going to need to be the boss right now. You have to take control of this round and really pop off. It doesn't look like he's too bothered with the MP9 either. Would be nice to maybe get an extra kill on it. Add towards his buy in the following round. But he's likely going to have some longer range angles as he comes out. So the first will be with his Deagle if he's to kick things off. In towards the man on the CT spawn. He challenges. Actually gets the damage done down to 14. Was that the dink through the corner of the wall, or was it just the 2 body shots? I couldn't quite tell. A little hard to make out. either way. He's not able to find the frag. It's 10 for ENCE, but I mean, not terrible for what they had going into the round. There wasn't much to work with. Now they come onto the full gun round, and if they can get this one, then I think we're still going to have a pretty competitive game on our hands here.
All right, here we go. Let's see what the buys have got in store then. Mad Lions, what's the plan? Looks like they're going to try and set up for an early execute, actually. Whether they follow up on it, right, is the big question. I think that, indeed, they've sent a little bit of utility over to try and bait things out. They are also still stood here with more smokes. Oh, ready and coming. Hades with the aggression, though. We'll find the first kill. ENCE, therefore, in the ascendancy. Looking pretty good. There's Waro underneath, about to eat a nade in just a second. Perfect timing from Snappy. Golf claps on that one. Amazing stuff. Got his timings down to a T. Either way, the execute coming through the stairs, the jungle, smokes, and of course that Molotov onto bench to follow up. Whether they can do anything with this remains to be seen. Through a smoke they will go. The confidence at an all-time high. Borup with the quick double, though, has brought them back into a 3 versus 3, making it look doable as he's getting a bit of support. It's down to Dihar and Hades. It's all fallen apart despite the heroics of the AWP. Dihar is against 3. He finds 1. And the damage is done here to make it doable. But we'll see. He's being held. He's reading into this. Is the bomb going to commit? Surely comes underpass and wraps back towards A. That would be my play. Surely. This is so telegraphed if they actually go B. Oh, he is. I mean, Dihar is here years ago. Is going to be spotted, though. That's something for TMB, and of course he's not committed as yet, and can indeed wrap back and go connector. But again, it's telegraphed. Is he ready for Waro? This is the intangible of this scenario. If he goes rat hole, he's dead. If he goes CT, there's a chance. Oh, he's gonna go rat hole. He's gonna go rat hole and he's dead. Waro will take him down. I told you. You know, call me the Oracle. Mad Lions, a bit of a wild few seconds there, but they will get number 9.
I mean, to be fair, it's called the mortar hole for a reason. Predicting a mortar there, not too uncommon. Even with the low health, it's just so hard. He tried to make the bop true happen, and I think that would have probably got him the kill. But unfortunately, he bounced his head off it. A bit of a concussion, then was dizzy as he finally moved through. One round between them. Might not last too long either, because ENCE have a mixed buy here. We'll call it that. There's a couple of Deagles, FAMAS, and then the 2 M4s as well, but the nades are also incredibly limited, and there's no kit, unfortunately, either to work with. So if Mad Lions take this, they have a chance to really start getting a lead going for themselves. Well, let's see, because for now, just the default. Very passive on the mid-hold. One man probing around Palace, the other 3 over towards the apartments for now, surprisingly. And with that, it's given lots of room for ENCE to put in a pretty aggressive mid-hold of their own. And ramp with Hades. Oh, damn. Completely blind. Waro just... that timing, man.
Hey, listen, man, especially when you're on LAN, that's going to feel so on point, you know what I mean? Like, the bullet is an extension of your thought process. You know, it's an instantaneous process. So...
I'm deep, bro.
Hell yeah. I mean, I kind of assume so. That's what all the players say, you know. I personally have never, ever experienced 5 ping, you know.
It's nice.
Along
it is.
for the day.
Sometimes you usually have lower. I mean, there's been cases where some players that have like 3 ping and 1 and all, and I'll be like, that's unfair, but it's only a joke, obviously, because ping's so low, you're on LAN anyway, it doesn't matter. It does indeed feel a lot smoother. Shots just land, and no pun intended. I actually didn't even mean that one. I didn't mean to even emphasize the LAN part of it. It's just how I done things. But Diha, again, in towards that mortar hole. Good for 1 kill. It gets him an AK, obviously, though. It didn't go as well on the actual hold over towards B. So they are just going to back off and try and save that AK and the M4 for themselves. Hopefully can do so, because they're not going to have anything else to work with in this next round. And you can see with not really much economy for Mad Lions, they're still willing to actually go out on the hunt for this, knowing that it's going to really cost ENCE if they are to lose those.
Well, keeping it close. I mean, tit for tat, back and forth. So hard to call. Definitely, I think, of the 4 matchups that we've had here on the C stream for EU, this feels like the one that indeed Could have been the closest and is the closest. Oh, what do they go for here, Dean? I think you got a eco, don't you? It's a bitter pill to swallow. But grit their teeth and swallow they shall. Round 21, Mad Lions should be finding themselves number 11 here and set up in a really good position. If they win the next rifle round, the game is firmly within their grasp. So not a lot of work, right? Just a couple of rounds. Should be easy for Mad Lions. But ENCE, of course, the kings of easy. They're looking to defy those odds. Hades will find the first. He's left a bit low, but it's an opener nonetheless.
Yeah, as you said, though, pretty costly. It'd be nice to see if that M4 could be given to someone else. The only issue is no one else with Kevlar other than Diha, who's already got an AK to rock with, so he won't really be caring about that M4. As Barup pulls one back over on A, Diha, though, spamming through the smoke, takes out Barup, and suddenly they have a little bit of a shot here, perhaps. If not to win it, to at least try and make it a costly one. Another fantastic shot lands for Diha as he starts to rip off heads. Unfortunately, the nade had come through and finally finished off the low health player, but Spinks with the USP. Good to take down Waro on the flank, catching him off guard from the elevated angle, and suddenly TMB has got to try and get it done all on his own, and that bomb's already been hopped on. It would have been the full 10-second defuse, but it doesn't matter. Spinks is there to go ahead and get the final kill for himself. It's going to be a round for ENCE that they had no right winning. They managed to take themselves an eco, which is a couple of saved weapons. But you've got to say Diha, he done a lot of the heavy lifting with that AK right there. Spinks towards the end with a couple nice kills, but those two from Diha were crucial to initially obviously give them with a shot, but also to delay things enough so that that flank of Spinks could actually pay off.
Believe me when I tell you, my jaw hit the ground. Okay, I have a big mouth. It doesn't have far to go, but nonetheless, no. The desk definitely hit the desk, and I was shaking my head in disbelief, bro. Oh my goodness, what a round to let slip. Mad Lions will be so deflated, so upset, and they lose the opener into this round as well. It just goes from bad to worse. ENCE, now they're in bright position, eh? One more rifle round, they break the bank, especially if they can deny bomb plant away. Should force the half buy out. And well, at the moment, looking good to indeed deny said bomb plant. Low HP bars for these players that have found kills, but they have indeed the only ones to find the kills. But it's Borup, of course, that's crept in. This is the chance they might just need. He could cut off rotations. He creates a real issue. He's looking hot. 24 to 12, 109 ADR. Come on, we need a little bit of support here. Apparently 121 now. The, in-game differs from the ESL HUD. Don't know who to believe, but he's looking good. He will get taken down, unfortunately. The damage done. Borup's tried to pull this round back from the brink. Waro just able to get around the corner before he gets spotted there. And again, trying to get the catch off. It's very, very tense as there's, no real noise being made by players like Waro, players like Hades. He goes in to find Hades, but he's traded instantaneously. Now just TMB. Flash will come round, buys a lot of space here, and he's trapped. He's absolutely trapped at triple. Spam coming in as he runs out of ammo, and he runs out of health. Snappy will take him down 12 to 10 as ENCE in the crunch, in the important rounds, in the important moments within rounds, looking like they're on top.
Lead 12 to 10 now as they start to gain back that lead that had quickly fell away from them. I'm surprised we're not seeing the pause here from Mad Lions as they actually look to force into it potentially. No, just Waro's got his AK. Other than that, some pistols, some Kevlar, but they keep a bit of money in the reserve. Obviously, they have a bit of loss bonus built up. They get 2,900 coming into this next round, so it'll be fun on most players to buy. For Waro to get his investment, though, they will need to try and ideally get the bomb down. But Diha, he's gone incredibly aggressive through under right now. Has a fight to try and challenge, gets the first, but the trade was at least there from Susol. Not a bad result, to be honest. I think they can be happy enough with that 1-for-1 here on the T side, considering they're working with the weaker weapons overall as well. How many W's? They have a ton of time to actually make the decision on what they're going to do. They've just crept a couple players up into connector. That's going to be a small issue for ENCE. We'll see what they do off the back of it. So it looks like they might just want to burst out onto A once it begins to fade away.
That would be the move. And that's indeed what they're going. Maybe not burst. You know, it's more of a move in towards very quietly, guys. But now they'll start to pick up the pace a little bit, and well, finding success with it. 2 quick kills create space for the bomb plant, forcing the ENCE boys to go for the retake. Oh, can you believe it? Big damage onto Spinks, and that might just force the eco. Well, the save, sorry, wrong words just escaping me. Snappy will indeed find one, but he was trapped in, right? He gets finished off by Warrow. Spinks, like I say, with the low HP, not a chance. Looking to try and find another kill, but Warrow will take him down. Oh, ENCE, they also lose a bit of a silly round. Not as big, but still pretty decently done there from the Mad Lions. T-side timeout coming in as well to keep this speed and momentum in their favor. Goodness gracious me, it's really, really getting all the way down to the wire. You can see as well, Spinks, not a lot of cash to work with. Doto, also not a lot of cash. Tough buys across the board. I think Snappy's dropped an M4 there. Nonetheless, hangs in the balance. This could be the round that decides it all.
Oh god, no, Scriv. I think I've realized what ENCE might be doing. They want to beat their overtime record from yesterday. They want to get more than 4. No, I don't think they wanted to go to that stage again. Obviously, they fell short in that overtime as well, so I'm sure that was not a fun experience for them. If they lose out this one and Eco would be forced, they'd be Mad Lions in the lead, and then things would be getting pretty scary indeed, as you said. So that pause was definitely necessary. Let's see what Mad Lions have discussed as well during their time, as that run boost did not go as planned right there. Trying to speed things up towards the apps. Nah, just blocked everyone, unfortunately. Oh, they might find the mid-aggression here. Op v op, there's a few players for Mad Lions though. Oh, but he still hits it. Fades away as well without being caught. Even as Spinks swing out, they find the follow-up on JL. In the meantime, they're actually also pressuring onto B. It's Mad Lions really just trying to aggress wherever they can, see if they can catch someone out. But it hasn't worked anywhere at all so far. As Snappy, he snatches up a kill for himself, and he seems to be circling around perfectly to avoid the man who's got around with the Mac 10. But Sossault's still not able to make it work. He tries to jump peek the angle. Probably would have got it otherwise, to be honest.
Yeah, he hadn't. But yeah, it definitely felt like the comms being a bit busy, and he just didn't hear the footsteps, because it's like, bro, he's you know, right there. Maybe, you know, not used to the headphones, that kind of thing. Again, small things coming back to LAN for some of these teams. Obviously, some of them have already been there at Cologne. Either way, super important round picked up by ENCE. Absolutely massive stuff, as they will, you know, when the crunch comes down, get it done once again. Mad Lions, though, bro, I don't know what was happening in that round. It looked so frustrated, so aggressive, even though they were the ones who are kind of in the ascendancy in that scenario. They're the ones that are starting to dictate a little bit of the pace, but couldn't keep it together. They lost the first exchange, and just frustration rather than going back to the neutral game. How do we get back into this round? What's the best way to approach things from here on in? It was panicked. It was desperate, I think. And, well, obviously that's cost them. So ENCE back to their winning ways, back to that all-important position. Like I said, possibly the round that could decide.
I don't know if that's just me. Have we lost Scriv? I think he might be having a couple internet problems right there. Hopefully nothing that's going to be permanent. Hopefully I didn't cut him off. It could be on my side, but it seems like my stream and such is still going smoothly. At least smoother than the round is for Mad Lions so far. Good transition. Right, Dean? Thank you. Speaking to myself now, I'm going to be my own co-caster, guys. No worries. But as Barupu goes down, he actually had one of the rifles as well, so that should be recovered by JL. He's taking a bit of damage himself already, but they've still got those guns. Never mind. Spinks got him. 13-11 with a two-man advantage. If this one's lost, then it's just dreadful for Mad Lions. They'd struggle to be able to buy again before they're fighting up to just try and get an overtime. So they need to try and recover the situation, and they're struggling to get past Snappy. The flash over doesn't actually quite stop Sossol, and TMB has been able to punish the push out from Kitchen, but not without receiving a ton of damage himself. So both of these players are on the brink of death right now. Not ideal, as they're waiting for a mistake to be made. Hades, though, on the op. It's not the weapon you want, really, in this situation. A missed shot could cost them, potentially. As you can see, the timing being waited for Sossol. It's perfect! He swings out for the headshot. Doto's all alone now. He's the last one. They're not quite extinct yet. He's got to pull off the clutch to stop it from happening. He's got the first. He knows TMB is up close on short, and he makes it work just about. As I do believe the time is a couple of seconds to spare, maybe, or one or so. Indeed, he's able to pull it off, and with that, sends ENCE up to 14. But that got incredibly close. It was a nice attempt from Mad Lions.
Yeah, we gotta say some quick prayers here that hopefully my net doesn't drop again, right? Because I do not want to miss the end of this. Oh my goodness. Thanks to the bomb plant, Mad Lions will just about be able to buy into it. It's not going to be ideal, though. You know, you've got Warrow and Borup looking really, really good. Give Borup an AK, goddammit. I swear, TMB, if he keeps it for himself, I'll be a little frustrated, not going to lie. Although TMB is the assist king right now. That's absolutely wild. 11 assists. But still, I wanna see an AK in for the big man. Please. We do have the timeout. That's probably some of the things I've been talking about. Okay, yes, thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Oro's been having a good game too.
Yeah. Absolutely. But he can forget about it. He can afford his own AK. Okay? He doesn't need the financial support. He doesn't need the financial support. But we're here. We've worked it out. Mac 10 for TMB. Fair. It's not a terrible buy. It's definitely workable. But ENCE in that prime position, as we said quite a few times now, but this time it really is ringing true, as they are not only score-wise, money-wise, etc., but in terms of the previous rounds, the precedent that they've set, they're looking really good right now. The best Counter-Strike I think they've been playing all game.
Yeah, it does look like they've realized kind of the severity of the situation. They've started to lock things down. D-Hack, good for the one there on B. He does unfortunately fall afterwards, but Spinks, a fantastic double to go ahead and at least keep the advantage in ENCE's favor, as they might even get in position before that bomb goes down. Indeed, ready for a very swift retake right now. Doto's already pushed up onto the short wall. Two players moving in from kitchen in just a moment. The molly goes through. It doesn't quite force the player out of the corner, at least not initially. Eventually sent into the open, where the kill is pretty much free for the man on short, and a trade ready towards the man on towards the pillar as well. As Warrow goes down with just the one kill to his name, it's going to be 15-11. The bomb plant at least found for Mad Lions, so it helps them again to somewhat salvage a buy. It'll be better than what they had in that round as well. But they need 4 in a row now for the overtime. Again, though, ENCE, they had 4 overtimes on this map yesterday, so who the hell knows?
Surely enough overtimes for one tournament, at least on a single map. That's got to spur them forwards. That's got to be the back of the head, back of the mind kind of thinking at this point. No overtime, no overtime. I can't do it again.
Not again, lads, please.
Yeah. Do not send me back there. But Mad Lions, well, it starts with a difficult buy, but they indeed will have to dig deep here to find the 4 in a row. What can they hope for? Contact day? I don't know. They're going to try it, but Hades, of course, holding things down. This is his domain as he finds all 4. Spinks chiming in for that final kill, but that round, and maybe even that game, all about Hades. Goodness gracious me. Hell of a show.